I were to tell you there's an app on the App Store right now that is made exclusively for women, for them to take a picture of you or any guy that they had in a past relationship or interaction, post on this app, and then give some type of statement or recollection of the interaction or relationship that you had with that person in the past, for other women to then come on this app, read that picture, that statement, and the comments that anybody leaves on it, and judge you by giving you a red flag or a green flag. And men are absolutely not allowed on this app to verify any information or at least defend themselves from possible defamatory information.
I shaved my face way too close to my goddamn skin, and now I look like a baby that just graduated from high school. What's up, everybody? And today I thought we could talk about something that I've been kind of putting off for a little bit because I didn't really know what side to take upon it. I was doing more research upon it, and the more just research I do upon it, it just seems like everybody still has the same concerns that not only that they had with the same app similar in the past, but at the same time today, everybody still has these, I guess, that this app could be used in ways that it's actually not being made for, and a little more for retaliation of jealous exes. Of course, I am talking about the T app, that is T dating safety for women. Now, when I actually first upon this app, I thought it was actually be a really good thing. I thought it was going to be like, well, when I just first read about it, it was just the T. I didn't really dating safety for women. But one of the things that I actually thought about this app is when I actually found out that it was made for people to tend to post pictures of past relationships that could be really hurtful or potentially threats for other people in newer relationships. So I thought people can actually go onto this app, post their really bad experiences, and then have other people be aware of these detrimental people out in society so they can actually look for and watch out for them and not really get themselves in the same crazy scenarios that other people have had in the past. But I mean, it's not really being used for that. In a way, in a sense, it is, but by making that type of app, by making the T dating safety for women, specifically for women, and not even allowing guys then to come onto this app and defend themselves or even see if any of the recollections or any of the statements that anybody's putting out on them is actually true. By making this a little bit of an echo chamber, you're not really fostering open conversation and giving everybody the proper chance to even tell their own story. Because if you're just letting everybody dedicate one side of the story, not even letting anybody else put in, I guess, defenses or other snips of the same story that they actually might not understand, it could very misconstrued, and people can actually take this app and use it in retaliatory ways. Like, say if an ex just wanted to ruin some guy's life because of a relationship that didn't end the way she actually wanted to, so she actually take this statement, take this picture of him, and then post whatever she want on this app without any type of verification being had. Because I even signed up for this app. Like, I signed up for the T app myself, and one of the ways that you have to do it is you have to be a woman. No guess. But you have to take a picture of yourself so they can verify that you are a woman, and then they let you onto this app. And when I tell you that, yes, I can understand the big effort and actual positive that this app can bring towards women, because at the same time, there's two sides of the spectrum. On one side, there is the lighthearted, oh, he really didn't, it didn't work out, and he was a little bit of a weird guy, but at the same time, he probably went super well. And then there's on the other side of the spectrum where literally where everybody's telling everybody, sharing pictures of them being abused, having bruises, being beaten, and sharing recounts that go over years upon this one guy. And that's exactly what I really want to talk about, that we don't really know if that's true. And I'm not about to come on here and say that any of the stories and any of the recollections that any woman says on this app is absolutely not true, because once again, there's no verification on the reader's part, there's no verification on the user's part, and there's no verification on the actual company's part to make sure any of these statements are actually true. When doing a little more research outside of the T app and trying to find other people's opinions about it, everybody kind of echoes the same ideology, in that it can be a very useful tool and positive for women dating, because that's one of the things out there. People are afraid of, people doing crazy things, and you obviously want to protect everybody else from the same crazy people. But at the same time, it does two injustices by not letting anybody else, I guess, verify this whole statement that everybody wants to give onto this app as basically true. For one, you're kind of blatantly ignoring all the mistreatment and injustice that goes on in men's lives, because you can't honestly you can't honestly come to terms with the ideology that men don't get abused the same way women do. Like, yes, they don't get abused on the level they do, but at the same time, there are cases out there where women have beaten men. Women have hit men with cars.
Red Mustang plows into her bicycle riding boyfriend.
There are existential circumstances, but at the same time, they're not really existential circumstances, because the more common they are for women, they should be as common for men. Just because men are less likely to actually report some type of incident like that doesn't mean it actually doesn't happen. And secondly, it can actually really harbor the ideology and give women that are looking literally for vengeance and trying to hurt somebody else's lives in any terms, in any way that they possibly can. Just trust me, I've met some women like that, and they will absolutely try to find anything just to get the little inside you, and it's scary. Doing a little more research on how actually people feel about it, this is just echoed through everybody else's concerns. At the same time, there are comments on there that are giving benefit to the doubt on, yes, this app probably does harbor a little bit of evil and on the darker side more than the good side, but at the same time, it's doing a lot more justice than it is harm. I am not drinking enough water. The idea behind them is solid, and as a woman dating, I have been saved some trouble, but I find they're mostly comprised of bitter women trying to get back at exes, telling lies to hurt their reputation and prevent other women from dating them. Or pick-me women who take screenshots and run to the man in question, hoping they will be rewarded for tattling. It can be very damaging to men who are wrongfully posted, have their names, supposed actions out publicly, plus very dangerous to women who have legitimate concerns and their identities are revealed. Some women have been attacked for this. They are just very toxic all around. Now, the comment that you actually just read from was actually a woman. So I'm not trying to get a little bit of a biased feeling about this app. I'm trying to get a full frontal, full encompassed feeling how everybody actually understands this app, on how, yes, there could be goods, there could be bads, there could be positive and negatives, but at the same time, it's about the person that is actually using the app and how they feel and how they want to use the app. Even if it's wrong, even if it's right, that's going to dedicate how the app is actually being used for. I'm on the app, and while yes, there are hearsay sprinkled in, the most definitely are a lot of women with shared experiences of men that they have in common. If multiple women agree anonymously without even knowing each other for personal information, it's not character assassination, it's probably true. It's also notable to mention that there is a section dedicated for people with active and past assault charges against women and children. Now, I can actually attest to this because when I actually went on the app, there is multiple sections of the app that go into background checks, that go into search this picture, that go into legal documents, how to protect yourself legally in all cases. So it's not really just the app being a little bit of a gossip wall and you're just allowed to post all these pictures and put a statement in, everybody else is allowed to come and basically dog on you. Yes, there is that big part of it. That's kind of the main part of the app, but at the same time, it has multiple sections, other sections that are dedicated for women's safety and how to protect yourselves both preventively and after the fact of the whole interaction situationship. So I want to give you guys a little bit of example of how this could be probably misused and misconstrued in a lot of different ways if it's not properly managed, but at the same time, the whole app itself could be leaning on the fence of sexual discrimination towards men. But I don't actually know if you guys remember the whole Bumble lawsuit that was settled back in January of 2022. But the gist of it is that when the Bumble app first came out, the primary matching function was whether or not it was a man or woman that matched first, the woman was the one that actually had to initiate the conversation for there to be any conversation at all. Now, after that lawsuit went through and it was actually proved that that whole matchmaking programming was actually sexist towards women. I don't really know how it's sexist towards women if the guys aren't the one that can match first. I don't know. Inevitably, after that lawsuit, they inevitably have to change the programming, the way that the whole matchmaking stuff's to work. So now anybody that can match with anybody first, it doesn't matter who matched first, can be the one to initiate the conversation. Coming back to today, back in 2025, how is there now a whole app, multiple apps, because this isn't even the first one. This app is very similar to another one called Are We Dating the Same Guy? That does the basically same functions. Taking pictures of guys, posting their recollections of an interaction or a relationship that they had in the past, and let other women come and judge that whole interaction, whether they know the interaction or not, and allowed to red flag it, green flag it, basically judging the guy before he ever had to actually defend himself or give you type of evidence that the statement that they're giving is actually true. How is this solving sexual discrimination? By letting people now initially comment on each other, whether regardless of if they match first, how is that fixing sexual discrimination? But then allowing a whole different app, or multiple different apps, exclude a whole part of social society, men, just for women to be able to have a little bit of a safe space and open conversation forum for everybody to, I guess, be safer in dating. But at the same time, you're not allowing other people to come in and verify this information. What's the difference between a guy logging onto this app and posting a picture of a woman and putting on a statement, just like how a woman does it, and then posting it up? What if he went through a serious traumatic event that nobody else would listen to him because he's a guy? Because you have to understand, not everybody's gonna listen to a guy if a horrible thing that a woman did happened to him. So why not give him the open forum, the safe space that you're trying to give women on that app? It would make absolutely no difference. Yeah, it'd probably take a little bit of a more processing power, a little more memory at the whole headquarters. Yeah, I can understand that. But then it would be equal. Then there would be no discrimination. And then maybe people can actually verify some of the stories that are actually being posted on the app. Once again, not saying that a lot of the stories and things that people went through on the app was wrong. It was bad. I'm saying like a lot of the recounts that I actually read up on the app was super terrible. But at the same time, how do you know that's true? Not saying it didn't happen. Once again, not saying it didn't happen. But how do you know it's true? And just because a lot of women want to come together, like how that comment that I actually read in the past, if multiple women agree anonymously without even knowing each other, personal information, it's not character assassination, is probably true. I really don't believe in that. I can understand women believing women, and you don't want to believe that a woman would actually lie to put a man in this fucked up situation, but they will. Oh Gotti, they will. And I think a lot of people need to understand that it's not protecting men, it's not protecting women, it's protecting yourself. It's protecting people that want to seek another partner in life, but they can't. But yeah, I just really wanted to say thank you. Thank you for everybody that's been sticking to the end of the video. Thank you for everybody that's been leaving likes and comments on my channels and all the subscriptions, because they are pushing me forward. Those are the only things that are pushing me forward right now, because I'm going through it. I'm going through it. But I really want to say thank you for everything that you guys have been doing, and I might be a little late and a little bit of a slow upload schedule because my last few videos were over an hour long, and when I tell you those kind of took me out, I put a lot of effort into those. I really try to make it seem the best as I could, tell the story the best as I can, and give examples and extravagations on everything that she said. And I really think I did a good job about it. I really think I did a good job encapsulating and encompassing everything that she was trying to get and everything that she was trying to misconstrue. But I got you. I showed everything that I thought was correct, and I tried to show everything that she misconstrued to everybody else. But at the same time, she can't keep lying to everybody and think everybody's not gonna catch it. It's not how it works. And if you guys really want to check out that whole story in general, I made a whole playlist going all the way from episode 1 all the way to episode 5 of everything that I went over with Tofia Chu, and since she had the apartment, going to the hotel, going to homeless, and then now seeing her brother tragically pass away while trying to get robbed. Yeah, honestly, it's a little bit of a crazy story going from start to end. I'll post the playlist right now, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.